Let's talk about where you can store your data in the system. So there are a couple of different locations that you can store data, and depending on the kind of cloud product that you're offering, those may change depending on what you have available. So first, let's take a look at Acronis Cyber Cloud and Acronis Cyber Backup Cloud. It offers the widest range of options for storing your data. Of course, we've talked about the fact that you can always place it in the Acronis Cloud storage, and you can also place it in your Acronis service provider provided cloud storage. But you can also do internal and external drives directly attached to the devices. And you can also use SMB and CIFS shares and NFS shares in your network folders as well. And just recently, we've added Acronis Secure Zone, where you can create a secure partition on the same local disk. For synchronizing on files for Acronis Cyber Files Cloud, we offer both Acronis Cloud Storage and service provider hosted storage, and then also the ability to do certain files on a local drive. And then, as I mentioned, for our Notary product, we can only do it in the Acronis Cloud Storage. You'll notice that we have support for a number of different file systems. For the most part, the most popular file systems support all of the features that you would expect. However, some of the lesser known or lesser used file systems may have issues, not relative to our product, but relative to its functionality that will change the way that you can use it. For instance, if you are using FAT16 or 32 or NTFS, you have all of the features available to you. However, if you go to JFS, for instance, you can only have files that are included. No exclusions can be made. So if you want to exclude certain files, you can't do that. Now, what this is really hinting at, and we'll see this later, is that we have a feature that allows you to exclude certain files from the backup. But with this particular file system, you cannot. Moving down to something like XFS, in addition to not being able to exclude certain files from the disk, we also cannot resize during recovery. Now, what this is pointing to is normally when we're doing a recovery, we can resize the volumes because oftentimes the device you're moving to has more space, and of course you want to take advantage of that. But with these kinds of file systems, you can't do that. Now, throughout the trainings, you'll see cheat sheets like this, and we won't expect you to memorize a cheat sheet. The important thing to do is to know where to go look for the information that's on it. We have 17 different Acronis data centers. 12 of those data centers are ones that we operate out of local data centers in those locations, but they are owned by us. We own all the equipment. We have all the management of it. We do everything. More recently, we have 5 new data centers that we've come on board with hypercloud or hyperscale cloud storage providers, including Google Cloud and Microsoft Azure. You'll notice that we have some broad geographic representation here, and we expect to increase the number of ones here. Now, the really cool thing is when you're using these particular hyperscale data centers, you get the same functionality, you get the same pricing, you get the same interface. Nothing is different for you as a service provider if you choose to use one of these data centers. The pricing is all the same and so forth. However, they may be closer to your location, or in the case of, say, Canada, they may be inside of your country, which may be preferable. And then we said that in addition to using the Acronis Cloud Storage, you can also use your own service provider cloud storage. And to do that, you're going to have to use Acronis Cyber Infrastructure software. We're going to talk about the Acronis Cyber Infrastructure in a little bit more detail in a minute. But in order to use this, you must install this into your data center so that we can use it with you. When you're using it for Cyber Protect Cloud and for Cyber Backup, it is available to you free of charge. It is only when you use it for some of the other functionality that we'll talk about in the system that it will be chargeable. We are also currently available to use our compute and software-defined networking functionality free of charge as well.